What's up, YouTube? So, the Miami Dolphins have just traded for Isaiah Wilson from the Tennessee Titans. Um, I have some mixed feelings about this trade for sure, but I do think it is mostly a positive for us. I mean, we're not really giving much up for him. So it's not really that big of a deal to me. So we're giving up our 7th round pick for him, and the Titans are also giving us their 7th round pick for next year. So we're basically getting him almost for free, and he is a former first round draft pick who was just drafted in the first round, I think in 2019. I think it was. The draft classes kind of run together. And at the time, like before we found out about his behavioral problems, I liked him as a prospect a lot. And just kind of my ideas on the player, because he hasn't really gotten a chance to really play in the NFL. Otherwise, I would have shown some film for him. But I don't really want to show 2-year-old film from college. Plus, that's going to get copyright problems anyway, so I didn't want to do that. But I did think he had a pretty good skill set. He's big as hell, still big as hell. He's 350 pounds, strong as hell, mean as hell, and he can actually move really, really well. Kind of like a Mekhi Becton, sort of, but not quite as good as Mekhi Becton. But similar to that, just a physical monstrosity. Now he definitely did have some technique problems. He had a tendency to lunge, so he could get it cloth pulled, and he'd end up in the dirt sometimes. And he could play a little bit high, which is something I wanted to see him improve on in the league. Just some of his fundamental, like his actual hand skills and everything like that. Just in general, he just needed to work on his technique. But his feet were pretty decent for how big he was. He was athletic as hell. Just a physical specimen. He just needed to work on the technique, and I think he would have been a fantastic player. But unfortunately, he hasn't gotten a chance to play for the Titans because he has constantly been in trouble. Going out and partying, just doing stupid shit. He had a DUI, just constantly doing stupid shit like that. And he just seems unmotivated for football. He just seems like he doesn't give two shits about football. So, But also, we gave up basically nothing to get him. And I'm looking at his contract right now. He is going to be making about $1 million this year. And in 2023, where he'll be making the most, he'll only be making about $2 million. And after this year, if we cut him, it'll only be like a $2 million dead cap. So I'm not really that concerned. So worst case scenario, he's a decent depth guy who is a good player. And if it does work out, we have a fantastic tackle prospect because he is, talent-wise, the best offensive lineman on the team immediately. Without question. It's just, can he even get on the field? Now, one thing I will say is this is definitely a Patriots-type move, so this kind of does make sense for Brian Flores. This is something that Bill Belichick is known for doing, taking problem players who have been discarded and making them work for the Patriots. So maybe we can do that for the Dolphins. Who knows? But to me, it's a low-risk, high-reward situation, so I think it is pretty much a net positive for us. And like I said, even this year, if we were to cut him, it'd be a $5 million dead cap if he was just like a complete cancer to the team. So it wouldn't be that big of an issue. Now, I don't necessarily want to do that because salary cap is going down this year. Because obviously they couldn't sell tickets, so it's just kind of a rough year as far as that goes. So I probably wouldn't cut him. But hey, I see this as, like I said, low risk, high reward. So I like the trade. And we do really need offensive line help. Will this affect my decisions on the draft? Yeah, probably. Depending on how good the coaches feel about Isaiah Wilson. Do they think that they can turn him around? Now, one thing I will say is Miami is much more of a party city. We've seen that be an issue for Brandon Marshall in the past and other players too. So we'll see. That's really all I can say. Hopefully he just doesn't drag down the rest of the team. But yeah, anyway, that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, appreciate hitting that like button. If you have any questions or comments, in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.